loves that sort of thing. Okay, all right. They went from foes to bros. Could Rom and Don, once arch enemies, become the new unstoppable crime duo? President Trump has threatened to send the feds into the city of Chicago over their crime epidemic. I wonder if he wants them to fix the problem.
I want them to fix the problem. You can't have thousands of people being shot in a city, in a country that I happen to be president of. I say you have to smarten up and you have to toughen up because you can't let that happen. That's a war zone.
This is a warning.
I want them to straighten out the problem. It's a big problem.
It is. It's a big problem. Here's the mayor's response.
I would welcome, always have, welcome federal participation in working with local law enforcement to dealing with guns and gangs.
Well, there you go. Everyone's happy. I think we're making progress already, isn't it? It's only been 1 week. All right, Tyrus, what's going on in Chicago? And everything seems so out of control. And I can't believe that Rahm Emanuel doesn't know how to stop it. Why isn't he stopping it?
Well, Chicago's history of gang violence goes back forever. And it's not just the socioeconomic, it's poverty. It's no new education, no schools. There's no jobs. You know, the drug trafficking is unbelievable. And that's basically what the fight is about, is guns and drugs. And that there is a lot of different ways to go to fix that. A lot of people are like, oh, feds, because at one point I had said that, you know, putting a military guy in every corner, a soldier, just for the deterrent, for people to have someplace to go to. The feds can help. I just think the verbiage doesn't sound right, threatening to send in the feds. They need help. Everyday people out there can't leave their house. They need help.
See, I have a theory, Larry, that Rahm Emanuel is a victim of his own PC mentality. He knows what to do. But if you do it, you will be considered a bigot or racist by targeting like minorities because they happen to be also victims of crimes, but they're also causing the crimes in these instances in these gangs. And I think that's what's paralyzing him.
Well, I agree with you that there's part of it. I think it goes a lot farther than that. Politicians do crappy things, okay? They pander to their base so that they can what? Get elected. That's rule one. You know what rule two is? Get reelected. So they pander to me, it is blatantly to curry favor with the black, the Hispanic communities where most of this stuff is taking place.
But don't they want the crime to stop too?
Well, of course they do, but they're not the mayor. He doesn't want. If you bring people in, like you say, you're being PC, and whatever group they're members of, they'll come vote for you. Come on, it's the immigration has so much to do with that. It's. Our president a while ago in your before your deal said it was that ISIS was not an existential. It was an existential threat to Kate Steinle. Wasn't that her name? And to other people who are getting killed. Sanctuary city. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's let a bunch of bad guys in and not do anything about it. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But
Come on.
to Tyrus's point, you know, it's about drugs. And it's about guns. And those are two areas where there is strict prohibition in Chicago.
Both.
So,
yes,
you know, perhaps if you legalize drugs and create a legitimate market, I know that's heresy in some circles, and allow people to defend themselves, allow people to exercise their Second Amendment rights, I think you would see things change drastically. Rahm Emanuel hates cops. Right. Rahm Emanuel is an incompetent mayor. And before you bring the federal government in and, you know, create martial law, Rosie O'Donnell, I think you should impeach the mayor, and you really should fix things locally and get someone in that position who actually stands up for law enforcement so they can do their job and they don't feel hamstrung. Excuse me, I get so emotional. Like they do in big cities like New York.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, may not be able to put a policeman or military guy on every corner. Put a red hot mama with a 45. You know, I'm going to protect my kids.
That's absolutely right.
You come in, you come try to sell drugs to me.
I could totally see that in Donald Trump's America. Absolutely.
Wow. Isn't that great?
But no, I mean, the fact is, Chicago is an overwhelmingly liberal city. A lot of these cities run by liberals have the same problems, Kat. So what's your solution?
I agree with Kennedy as a libertarian.
Yes.
Legalize drugs, let people protect themselves. And yeah, I don't know if Trump using it as a threat, saying, well, I'm going to send in the feds, that's sending in help, and that's making him not have to solve his own problems when things should be solved more locally. Like if Trump were to say to me, your room, your apartment is disgusting, I'm going to send in the feds, I'd be like, not offended. I'd be like, great, the feds are going to clean my room as long as I have time to hide some things.
I would never do that to the feds. The feds would come and
I'd
go.
be like, perfect, I don't have to do
The
it.
feds would go, how many people are living in this tiny room?
A person and a cat. Yeah.
Having another set of eyes in a war zone is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
The police department, they had that report come out with the corruption and the excessive violence and stuff like that because they're overwhelmed and they're fighting just like a situation where they're fighting a war that they can't win either. So having another set of eyes, and because some people feel like they can't go to the police. Maybe they can't go to the feds for help.
You know what I also hate? Because Chicago is a sanctuary city. Why is it only for one illegality but not for others? I mean, if you can have a sanctuary city for citizenship, why not for nudists or peyote users or smokers or taxes? Like if I decide that I don't want to pay taxes, what if a city becomes a sanctuary
There's
city?
the Berkeley boy coming out.
I love the idea of peyote.
No, but I mean, like, I would go to a sanctuary city for nudists if they also didn't have taxes and peyote. If there was peyote there, I might think about it. Yeah. But I guess my point is, Rahm Emanuel embraces sanctuary cities because it's a symbolic battle without any foreseeable consequences among the politicians, meanwhile avoiding these real problems. Still to come, Larry says something folksy. But first, celebrities gotten mad. And by mad, I mean stupid. We'll award the Oscar for the most over-the-top Trump freakout next.